Have you ever felt like true leadership is, I don't know, some sort of mystical, elusive art? Honestly, I used to think so too. But it turns out it's actually a systematic architecture. It's something literally any of us can learn to build from the ground up. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to systematically deconstruct exactly how to do that.
I want to anchor everything we talk about today on this one really powerful idea. Great CEOs aren't born, they're developed. When we picture the leaders we admire the most, we tend to think of traits like, incredible focus, being highly adaptable, and being totally decisive. But here's the thing, those qualities rarely appear by accident or pure magic. They're built through continuous learning, self-awareness, and daily practice.
So let me ask you, what traits define a great leader in your mind? Is it the loudest person in the room? The one who just naturally seems to have all the answers? Today, we are absolutely challenging those old stereotypes to find out what actually makes someone worth following.
Okay, let's dive into this blueprint. First up, we'll look at the foundation of authenticity, then frameworks for decision-making, the EQ advantage, creating value without titles, and finally, delegation as team growth.
Section 1. The foundation of authenticity. Because the reality is, people don't follow titles. They follow leaders they actually believe in. And that belief totally rests on 4 key pillars. You've got integrity, which basically means doing the right thing even in the dark when absolutely no one is watching. Accountability is owning your actions. Empathy, and this is a huge one, means listening to actually understand, not just waiting for your turn to speak. And vulnerability is about being honest about your own challenges and growth. Authenticity isn't just some one-off management tactic. It has to be a daily standard.
Now, when you scale those daily standards up, you get a leadership system, much like Jill Avy's model. Elite leaders don't just run around putting out isolated fires all day. They design these interconnected systems where strategic leadership and daily execution consistently drive real organizational outcomes, like revenue growth, a healthy culture, and crisis resilience. In fact, if a team has weak execution, it's usually not a people problem at all. It's a gap in this exact system. Section 2, Frameworks for Decision-Making. This is really the engine of our architecture, which begs the question, how do most leaders make decisions today?
Well, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast between how most of us usually operate versus how we really should operate. Relying on the gut feel is, let's be honest, completely unpredictable. It's ego-driven, and you literally can't teach it to your team. On the flip side, we have frameworks. Frameworks don't remove human judgment. They just completely strip out the ego and that false sense of urgency, making your decision-making highly scalable and consistent.
Let's rapid fire through 3 incredible frameworks. First, the 10-10-10 rule. It asks how you'll feel in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years. It's absolutely perfect for stopping yourself from firing off an angry email in a highly emotional moment. Then, the reversibility test. You move fast on reversible decisions, but slow way down for permanent ones. It calibrates your energy. And the pre-mortem? Just imagine your plan already failed and work backwards to find out why. Trust me, the best time to learn these is right now, way before you actually need them under pressure. Now, for those really messy, complex team settings, we have the RAPID framework. It cuts right through the noise by clarifying exactly who does what, assigning who will recommend, agree, perform, input, and decide. This is the ultimate tool for cross-functional decisions where the final call gets completely blurred by way too many stakeholders.
Okay, moving into the heart of our architecture, Section 3, the emotional intelligence advantage. Because technical frameworks alone just aren't enough. Leadership is fundamentally about people. We can break this down into 3 intelligences. IQ is your ability to learn and analyze. SQ is how you navigate social situations. But the ultimate differentiator, the one right in the middle, is EQ, emotional intelligence. It is absolutely crucial. It's the exact mechanism leaders use to build real trust and create genuine psychological safety. And this brings us to a major myth-busting punchline. The smartest leaders in the room usually speak the least. Seriously, we're so conditioned to think leadership is about being loud and having all the answers right away. But true emotional intelligence, it isn't loud at all. It is deeply, quietly observant. Highly observant leaders have this almost superpower-like ability to sense hidden shifts. They spot the quiet signs of burnout way before a performance drop ever happens. They notice fake agreement before real conflict erupts. They sense stress before teams break down, and silence before disengagement really takes root. Keep in mind, The quietest employee often carries the heaviest load. Being able to sense these subtle shifts is a really rare, powerful advantage.
Section 4. Creating value without titles. How can you apply this architecture today, even if you don't have a formal managerial title yet?
So the crucial point is really understanding the difference here. The old view of value was all about looking incredibly busy, being the loudest voice, and basically just saying yes to every single task. But real value? It's about removing weight from your colleagues, creating clarity where there's confusion, and connecting the dots. Your reputation isn't built by how busy you look. It's built by how much easier the work becomes when you enter the room.
Let's anchor this with some highly practical steps you can take today. Step 1. Find just one broken process and fix it. Step 2. Turn a repeated, annoying task into a simple checklist for your team. Step 3. Clean up one messy handoff between departments. Literally anyone can take these small steps today to remove organizational friction. You don't need a promotion to do this. You just need awareness and ownership.
Finally, Section 5. Delegation as team growth. This right here is the multiplier effect of our whole architecture. We really need to reframe delegation from being some basic time-saving hack into a vital team development tool. Let this sink in for a second. Delegation isn't about having less on your plate. It's about putting more on others' resumes. Every task you hand over is a teaching moment, and every handoff builds a team member's capability and confidence.
And this brilliantly illustrates how you actually do it. You don't just dump a massive project on someone on day one. You use the control spectrum to gradually transition them. You start at tell, where you decide. Then move to sell to explain why. Then consult to get their input, and advise to guide their decision, until finally you reach true delegate, safely transferring full ownership and autonomy.
To make sure absolutely nothing falls through the cracks during that process, use the RACI blueprint. Smart delegation forces total clarity. Who is responsible for doing the work? Who is accountable for the outcome? Who is consulted for input? And who is just kept informed with updates? Getting this right completely prevents micromanagement.
This is the ultimate journey of scaling your impact. You start your career by doing the work. Then you step up into managing the work. But the true pinnacle of the architecture? Developing other leaders. True leadership isn't measured by what you accomplish alone. It's measured by who you help grow.
We've covered the foundation, the decision frameworks, the EQ advantage, creating value, and smart delegation. To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with a provocative, dual-barreled question straight from our source material. What part of your leadership system are you intentionally improving right now? And who are you helping grow? Keep building that architecture, and we'll see you next time.